All right, let's get it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the New World Eternum post-launch dev update. I'm Scott, the game director on New World Eternum. I'm here with Dave, the creative director, Dan, give a nod, the design lead, and Katie, the live lead. Before we get going, oh my gosh, we launched.
We did it.
We've seen people pile in the beaches. It's been awesome. It has been so
First
fun.
things first, how is my voice over the video? Am I quiet over the video, or is the video too loud?
Players interacting
like, can you hear me? Can you hear the video and me, or do I like drown it out? Like,
I mean, I really enjoyed seeing the raid. Like the first time seeing that completed was epic. Now people are optimizing it. It's like really cool.
Yeah, and mine is related to that because we just saw the first sub 30 minute,
how about now?
Actually, first sub 20-minute raid run, which is really awesome, but also means we're gonna make the next raid really hard.
I'm loving it being on console, so it's my living room. The whole family gets to play. It's really fun.
I love New World.
Has been great. Thank you all
this
for
dev team at first was, you know,
exciting it is for all of us.
We all know, all us OG New World players, we all know.
So like we're really.
But they've been trying, so we can give it to them.
I know some of you are joining us for the first time, and what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about where we plan to go with New World in the future. We're going to start with Season 7 so we can walk you through all of the cool things coming out in Season 7 and, sneak peek, they're pretty freaking cool. Beyond that, we have this thing that we're going to talk about called in development. So these are a bunch of features that we're working on. We are not ready to commit to a timeline, but we want to give you that insight and get some feedback from you, which will help us prioritize which ones come first and where we go. And then we're going to talk about some things that are in the early ideation phase. This is where we just want to get your sense which of these.
I heard this is a pretty W update though.
Have a big impact on that,
like
where we go with the game this year.
Pause it. Like if you even look at the comments, but like this is by far the best update you've ever delivered or whatever. Straight to the point, meats and potatoes, blah 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 blah. Global storage, barbershop. Finally, the best dev update yet. I love the bald guy's energy. Finally, a new OPR map. Ooh, shit. What? Spoilers.
But with that, Dan, you're going to take us through this.
Yeah. So next, we're going to dive into these things one by one. We'll bring in some other folks to the table and gobble, gobble. Let's go.
Gobble, gobble. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. So now we are joined by 3 new faces at the table. We have 3 lead designers. We have Joel of Systems and Seasons. We have JR of Combat and Modes. And we have Chad of AI and Encounters. And we together are going to be talking about.
So what do we got next season? Season 7, Seasonal Worlds, PvP, Seasonal World 1, I'm guessing, PvP, new OPR map preview, nice. Mutated Expedition upgrades. This is actually a big W. We've been playing the fucking same OPR map for fucking 3 years now. So this is a big W. Mutated Expedition upgrades. M3s in matchmaking. Nice. New rewards. Unified mutations. Okay. Whatever that means. New daily solo trials. This is kind of a cool thing they just added. They're like a daily boss battle types thing. Combat balance and updates. Every season, yeah. New artifacts and perks, seasonal events, and world bosses. All right.
In our next season, which is coming at the top of next year. Obviously, we just got done shipping a big console game, and
I'm playing a lot of it off stream, just because I find that
and we'll take you through one at a time.
You guys don't like watching it, so
we've been talking about for a long time. Finally, super excited. Joel, do the honors. Tell us about Seasonal Worlds.
Yeah, this is one that I'm personally really excited about, and something that
I want to know what
really
this is.
Been invested in. So Seasonal Worlds are a season-based world that will last for the time of the season, so roughly around 3 months. That has unique rule sets where we really flip things on their head. The goal being.
Well, this is like a seasonal character in like Diablo or League character PoE or like action RPGs do this, right? Like I know like New World Eternum is trying to like turn themselves into an ARPG more than what's called an MMO, like what fucking Scott said. Well, this is kind of, it's an action RPG, even though it's a fucking MMO. It is. Even now with it being New World Eternum and not just New World, it's a fucking MMO. but they've added a lot of things that they're trying to like push because they're like on console MMOs and blah 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 blah. It's like action RPGs are more welcome or something like that. And it's like fuck off. Anyways, the last dev update was garbage. Hopefully this one's good.
That we provide players with a really unique experience that breaks the rules that, in the case, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, maybe PvP is always on these rules or on these worlds.
You gave it away.
I did.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
As you know, the first server. In the case, and I'll talk about it in a little bit.
Watch his face.
PvP is always on these rules or on these worlds.
You gave it away.
You gave it away. This fucker. Anyways.
As you know, the first server. Not as you know, but as you know now, the first server is PvP focused, and that's something that's near and dear to me. I've played a lot of games over the years.
This gear looks fucking sick.
I really enjoy that risk-reward feeling. The first server is at level 15. You'll be fighting other players. We've created a unique set of item and gear that you'll be able to craft. It's very heavily crafting focused, which I also really like, where the player will feel powerful in this gear, but the risk that comes with
Oh, in game it looks even fucking cooler. In game it even looks better.
The craft is that it drops on death, that it has durability. We're
Oh,
pulling
that's
back some
fucking
of those
cool
old
too.
Mechanics that don't exist in the normal world.
Resources and the gear.
Yes.
All drop on death.
The resources, well,
That gear does
the
look
new
fire.
Resources
Yeah.
to craft our special new really kind of super items that are on par with, say, artifacts in this server, those drop on death.
Yep.
But you'll be able to craft some more basic gear that's still pretty high gear.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you say?
And the gear.
Yes. All those old mechanics that don't exist in the normal world.
Resources and the gear.
Yes.
All drop on death.
The resources, well,
Resources and your gear will be in this seasonal world will drop on death. This reminds me of how New World was in alpha. When New World was in alpha, it was like a way different game. So like that's actually pretty cool if you're into the PvP aspect.
the new resources to craft our special new really kind of super items that are on par with, say, artifacts in this server, those drop on death.
Yep.
But you'll be able to craft some more basic gear that's still pretty high gear score with some more basic resources like iron, like timber, and
Oh, okay. So not all resources. So just like your high-end top tier resources to craft the best gear or whatever and all that shit will drop on death, but like the basic gear doesn't drop. I see. They got to make it for the casual Andes.
You'll be able to craft your normal gear that's still really high gear score, but you'll need to wear that special gear that's dropped on death to go get these new resources to craft these really cool big items.
That gear also, like, you should talk about, like, we went pretty crazy with it, right?
It's nuts.
Because it can drop on death. Like we did things that we normally would be kind of leary balance.
Did you mention that it breaks too?
It does break.
Yes.
But to JR's point,
It fucking breaks as well.
Because it can drop on death. Like we did things that we normally would be kind of leary balance.
Did you mention that it breaks too?
It does break.
Yes.
But to JR's point, we took some of these pieces of gear and we really pushed the limit.
And
on
I don't
them
even
to
play
make
New
them
World,
feel
yeah.
Special to make them feel like there's
All
impact.
right. What do we
These
got
should
here?
Feel on par to artifact items, if not farther in some
Very
cases.
farther.
Yeah. So
Look at this
really
gear.
the goal is how
Look at
crazy
that
it's gonna be,
fucking
how
great
much are
axe.
we gonna shake
Look
up
at this
the meta,
fucking gear.
How much of a different experience can we provide to you? While still some of that.
That shit's fucking dope. That gear looks fucking dope. I wonder if you're able to transmog this into regular servers. Like if you use transmog tokens, if you could use that on the regular servers, that'd be fucking sweet. Because this gear alone is fucking sick.
That familiar feeling, that core of the game that is so much fun.
Like look at that fucking helmet. That is so sick.
So we can kind of experiment and again, find what's fun to you or fun to me or fun to each other. I'm really looking forward to what we can do with these systems.
It feels a lot like the original New World Alpha.
Yeah.
But with all
Nope.
of the QOL and content.
Oh, didn't I just say that?
Or fun to me or fun to each other. I'm really looking forward to what we can do with these systems.
It feels a lot like the original New World Alpha.
Yeah.
But with all of the QOL and content that it now
Oh,
has.
shit.
It's pretty cool.
We should also reiterate, like, so it's a brand new server, like that literally wipes every season. So you also get that new player experience every season. If you
Totally
like
economy
that.
You get
reset,
those
right.
hordes of players coming in.
If that's the case, you need to be able to skip some shit, because like there better be like some new type of way to leveling instead of just MSQing every fucking season. New character every season. There has to be a way to like, so you don't have to like a more, not like skip MSQ, but like more like an accelerated MSQ, because like doing that every season, that's going to get a lot of people are going to get burned out from doing the same shit over and over again. Tarkov.
From the beach, you get the camps on the ground. You're going to have a lot of like death and maiming getting to the settlements. That's my jam. I'm a somewhat of aggressive player, so I'm excited to see how players are going to treat this, how they're going to form up and protect each other, but also potentially rob each other
And
from
also,
their gear.
it feeds into the territory system too. It brings those big stakes to this. Crafters are now like a necessary part of your war machine as you take.
That's the
over
best
the
part
server.
about fucking crafting. Is the best part about New World. Crafting and gathering, I don't give a fuck. It's the best part about New World.
It's all there.
And there's a lot of little fine-tuning quality of life tweaks that we're also looking at as well. So like, I know you just did the MSQ. We were looking at ways to make it so you can completely level by crafting if you want to.
Yeah.
Again, we'll have more details on these things in the future, but we're really trying to fine
That's there, but is there anything else other than we just fucking have to do MSQ every fucking season? You know what I mean? Like, that would be despair in Diablo every fucking season. You would have to fucking go through the whole entire MSQ, or in Path of Exile or whatever. You know what I mean? All these things, like, you should be able to fucking not have to do that every MS or every fucking seasonal thing. You know what I mean? That's fucking despair.
tune these little experiences.
People won't want to
feel
fucking
like
do
you
it.
can play how you want, and that it's again slightly familiar.
Crafting's one thing, but
completely different when you play through it. And I'm really excited to be bringing these servers to you.
That's awesome. It's a whole new frontier. I mean, it's changing up all the time too, which is great.
Yes, we have, I can't wait to tell you about all the ideas we have for future ones. And of course, they become places to experiment with things that we might bring into the main game. But that's not all. One of the other things that we're very excited to bring you, JR, I won't upstage you. What are we bringing?
Okay, so we know OPR is one of our most popular modes, and we've had the same map since launch, pretty much, right? It came out shortly after that. So I'm excited to announce that we are in development on a new OPR map, and we're gonna actually
fucking finally. But they're only in development. So what's this OPR map preview? So are they just gonna show us the fucking map, or are we able to like play it on like the public test realm? Like, what the fuck does this mean?
a preview form for season 7. We're gonna have it on for a weekend, and we want to get the player feedback on it, and so they can, you guys, we want you to help us to.
Oh no. No. They're gonna give it to us for a weekend. I'm getting New World flashbacks of hitting level 60 and playing OPR, and then them taking away, and then playing OPR, and then them taking it away again because it was broken, and then playing it a little bit, and then them taking it away again because it was broken. And the only reason why we played OPR is because Azoth took forever to get anywhere else, and you needed it to craft and travel everywhere. And OPR is the easiest way of doing it, other than portals, mindless portals, fucking going to portal, just zerging the fucking map. Oh man, please.
Develop the map. We want to make sure that this map is lives up to the expectations that you have, having waited for so long.
Oh my god,
And, later
PTSD
in the
is
video, we'll talk
deep.
more about it, but I mean, this is just the beginning, right? We're spinning up multiple maps.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Sounds like a repeat then? That's what it was. So back when New World dropped, when you hit 60, the only really thing you can do was the 3 dungeons, right? You had Lazarus, you had, what was the other one? Garden of Genesis. Was that the only, I forget. Genesis, Lazarus dungeon, and what was the other one? I thought there was 3. I think you could do Dynasty, but I thought that was like still like level like 40 or 30. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But anyways, you also had these like arena trials too. But the thing with New World back in the day is you had to go out and grind materials to build orbs to go into these dungeons, and it wasn't like like an easy grind to get the orbs, right? You had to either do portals because you had to get corrupted shards. You had to do all these things to build these things just to do the end game content. So they had that, right? So we're like, oh fuck. Like it was just despair. And you can only do X amount, blah 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 blah. Anyways, there was also a game mode called OPR, Outpost Rush. It was a PvP mode. It was super fun. It was super engaging, and there was bugs in it, so they would take it away from us. They would be like, we got to shut it off because people are getting locked in. I've never had any of the bugs, but apparently people were getting locked in the map and couldn't leave. So they disabled it, and then it was like, oh, what do we do? Well, we can't do anything because everything else is despair to get done, right? So they bring it back. We're all pumped. We're playing it. Oh, there's a new bug in OPR. We're taking it away. And that's just like new bug in OPR. We're taking it away. That's literally what they said. They didn't tell us what the bug was. They didn't tell us nothing. And when we questioned it, it was radio silence. Nothing. They wouldn't even talk to their player base. It was just zilch. There's people on Twitter asking Twitter about it, and the Twitter team where we're like, we're just a PR team. We have nothing to do with the game. So asking us questions, we can't answer them. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on here? Right? They've changed that over the years. They do take in feedback and actually, answer questions and shit. So the game has changed drastically since launch. But a lot of people don't play it because of all that all that damage they did at the beginning. They don't want, they were just like, fuck that game. They just boycott it now. They'll never fucking play it again. Even though the game is in a completely different state, it's actually fucking super fucking fun. And I love the fucking game, but it's always going to have low pop, lower pop because of all that damage they did at the beginning of the game, which is super unfortunate because the game's actually fun. If people actually played it now, they'd be like, holy fuck, so different. It's just some shit they do. This is another problem with AGS in this game, is the shit they do over the fucking amount of time that they release an update. They do fucking stupid things that we don't want them to fucking do all the time.
The modes.
I'll get back into the video, but yeah.
Year now, we're going to be making new game modes and new maps and
yeah, exactly.
Modes, and yeah, this new OPR map is kind of like
so self-sabotage on accident, pretty much.
We wanted to show it to you, even though it's not potentially not fully ready. Again, to get that feedback, but also we're just so excited. Can't wait. Next on the list.
I'm not trying to be a doomsday guy, right? And say, oh, bad, New World, bad for this fucking thing. This is actually a W. We want a new OPR map, but I just hope it's they don't just give it to us and then go, oh shit, and then forget, you know what I mean? Or not forget, but we don't get the next new OPR map until season 10. You know what I mean? This is season 7 and they're giving us the preview. I don't want them to be just take it away for if this is the case, put some fucking time into it then and give us the fucking map. Prioritize it. This is for all the PvP. I'm not even a PvP player. I'm a PvE guy, but I love the PvP in New World. And this here, this is the main PvP mode other than Wars, but Wars you get locked out. And if you're not part of a fucking, a company, you don't fucking do that. You don't do that content. Right? So this is you get this in the 3v3 arenas, but 3v3 arenas is every other 3v3 arena game. You just 3 versus 3 in a small arena. You know what I mean? You can open up anything and fucking play that content in any fucking game that has it, right? Throne has it, Lost Ark has it. You can fucking play that. But OPR is just it's a capture the flag base type of idea. There's 3 bases that you got to capture. And it's just all out war. It's super fun, but we've been playing the same fucking map for 3 fucking years. So please just I understand, given it's not fully in development, put some fucking serious time in this and actually fucking release it to us in a decent fashion, so we have it. Because like, this map is dated.
Is kind of a few small things that we're doing for mutations, which are expeditions in the game have normal and mutated levels.
This is another W they've
So
added.
for
These are like your what's it called, your mythic dungeons in WoW. They added like a mutator to it, so it adds like an affix and all that kind of stuff. They added the mutators a long time ago, but like this is like a whole new revamp, I'm guessing, of it.
3, which is the highest level, we're adding these to the instanced matchmaking system. In order to make sure this goes smoothly, we are unifying our mutations. Tell us about that, Chad.
Yeah, so big ticket item here is that all the currently active mutated expeditions will now share the same mutation. So elemental, promotions, curses, all.
That's nice. That's nice. That's a W. I don't have to sit there and swap gems for each individual fucking dungeon I'm doing. That's a W. It would before the use of these things called Ward and Banes. They got rid of that, so you had to have like specific ward gear to go into specific dungeons and have specific gems on those that gear. Because like some ward gear would be like Lost Ward, so you do more damage or take less damage from fucking Lost, and then you put your fire gems in it because that a fire thing. So you'd spend all this gold on your gear, and you'd only do one dungeon because that's the only dungeon that had those affixes for that week, and you didn't want to go spend the gold to swap. You know what I mean? Or put gems all over the fucking place unless you had the gold, but you just didn't. So this is nice that it's like, so if it's a fire affix, it's on all the dungeons that are mutated for that week. That's actually a W.
All those will be the same across all of them, which means a lot less re-gearing, gemming your gear, and hopefully just more time spent.
Thank fucking God.
And having a good time collecting loots.
And then the other thing we're doing is we're increasing the quality of the rewards in the M3s.
Yeah.
Holy
so
fuck,
we're looking
really?
At adding crafting materials into mutated expeditions, as well as in raids that together, when they're combined, you'll be able to craft new 725s. So this will be an alternative source and give meaning to want to go back into these expeditions and make sure that you're actually having fun in the content you want. We're going to continue looking at that and improving it. For now, we like where it's at, and we think that it'll give more players a reason to go visit this content.
So adding more options to
Yes.
your endgame content.
Yes.
Along those same lines, we're also adding 2 new daily solo trials to the roster.
3 new solo trials.
Oh, my
so
mistake.
yeah, so we've got.
Listen, this team doesn't even know the script. I'm not trying to be a doomsday guy, but like, come on, guys. Quality of life.
Adding more options to
Yes.
your endgame content.
Yes.
Along those same lines, we're also adding 2 new daily solo trials to the roster.
3 new solo trials.
Oh, my
so
mistake.
yeah, so we've got we're adding Mother's Dream, which is Emperor Zhu, Tempest Mind, which is Isabella, and
So we got to fight
Ichi,
Isabella again.
Saito. So
That
that's,
fight.
which is Isabella.
This dungeon here is so fucking dope.
and
But this next fight was
Daichi,
actually fun
Saito.
too. That guy.
So that's adding to our roster. So you should be seeing those in your list every day.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. And then to round out the season, we have a few things that we like to do every season, starting with combat balance updates.
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, this is something we do every season. This season, some of the things that we focused on was time to kill. It's something we've been seeing in PvP a lot. The fight's going a little too long. So we're making some adjustments to consumables and some of the perks. And then we're also looking at balance around target lock. Target locks,
Take it out of the fucking game. Completely. Take target lock out of the fucking game. All the console Andes, all you fucking console fucking players with a controller, with one of these fucking stupid little things, these things here. You need your fucking little aim assist and your target lock. Take it out of the fucking game. Nobody wanted it. We did your beta. The feedback was, we don't want target lock, and you guys still fucking have it. Take it out of the fucking game.
Target lock, you said.
A lot of people left and don't want to play it again because of it.
yeah, we turned it on in PvP for the Eternum launch.
Or that. Turn it complete. Okay, keep it. Keep it in the game, but don't let it be in PvP at all, because Blunderbuss is despair. Fighting Blunderbuss, doesn't matter what you do to the perks. I know they've done some shit where they they lowered this perk though it doesn't this much damage, blah blah blah. It doesn't fucking matter. Target lock is like a fucking aimbot. Don't. Yeah, I get it with musket, you can't get your headshots or anything like that, but with blunderbuss, it doesn't fucking matter. It's ridiculous how good blunderbuss is because of target lock.
And we've been keeping an eye on the feedback. And
By the way,
and
thanks
data.
again for all the feedback right before launch as we went through beta. It was very helpful, and we made some changes. And
Yeah, absolutely. We did tone it down quite a bit from what it was in beta, and we're going to be continuing to tune things. One of the changes that's coming up in Season 7 is actually the blunderbuss was a problem. We had nerfed the damage going into launch. Now we've reversed that, and instead we've replaced it with some extra inaccuracy in target lock.
It doesn't fucking matter. You still lock onto the fucking guy, and you're like this the whole time. There's no skill. There's no skill. This is the best thing about New World Combat. It actually took some type of skill with dodging, rolling, and fucking hitting your shots. You don't have to do that no more. You click a button, you're locked onto the character like this. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter how the accuracy. You can be like, bang, bang, reload, bang, bang, reload, bang, bang, reload, bang, bang, reload. Like, it... Oh, man.
Kind of a balancing factor.
You can just keep
and we're gonna
fucking
be continuing to make
shooting
tweaks like that
fucking
in the
pellets
future.
at the fucking
Absolutely.
person.
There's also new artifacts, new perks.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be introducing 8 new artifacts in Season 7. 7 of them will be weapons, and there's one accessory, which is an earring.
Nice.
Another
and, there's
earring?
some interesting combos that are going to come out of that.
There's an ice gauntlet in there that I really enjoy. It's a really cool ability on the gauntlet that lets me, when I ice tune, give me a large amount of regen at the end of that. So I'm excited to try out and see what I can actually get away with that, or if I still die. But we'll see how it goes.
Sounds like trouble.
Yeah, well,
That's his nickname.
That's a fun.
Joel Trouble Clift. And then, well, why don't you bring us home with talking about the seasonal events? And
yeah, so we're doing some refreshes on a few events. We're looking at Legacy of Crassus and upping the rewards a little bit more meaty rewards past level 700. Same with Siege of Sulfur. And then we're going to bring a little bit more rewards into Rabbit Revenge. That's a little bit more fun costumey. Maybe a little bit of trolley in there as well. We'll see how it goes. Hoping to get those events to console players for the first time as well, as they haven't seen these events.
so that's everything in next season. We're very excited about the OPR map.
Yeah.
Very excited
Yeah.
about seasonal worlds.
Absolutely.
All in all,
Details.
that preview of, like, I know we got some time left still. That preview was a W, but there's still a couple things that I think they needed to fix on, but that was pretty good. That whole preview as a whole was good.
About both coming soon, and remember, we're just getting started. Now, let's talk about
In development, new world, new seasonal worlds, end game progression improvements, cross character progression, including seasonal worlds, warp around XP, wrap around XP, Umbral V2, new PvP modes. That's cool. New mode maps, whatever that is. Invasion mode with matchmaking. That's actually, I love invasions. So this is actually pretty cool. I kind of want to know what they're gonna do with that. Endgame rep system. I don't know what that's gonna be. Pickup wars. This is kind of intriguing too. Crafting and improvements, evasion difficulties, endgame rewards, and system improved. Global storage, whatever that is. Barbershop. I'm guessing this is where you can just change your character up. This might be a microtransaction thing that they'd like to fucking do. What's up, orphans? My sound alerts ain't working either. They told me at the beginning of my stream like they're doing a big update on it. So, but hello, what's going on, brother? Territory systems and improvement. This is actually pretty cool too. I want to know this here. This, and this. Everything else is really, I don't give a fuck. So like from here down to like, and like this one on this column is really the only things I really care about.
what's in development. So in
Dying of
development
boredom?
is somewhere in
You got
a
your
more
rents
midterm
place?
timeline. We're definitely looking into stuff, but there's still plenty of room to discover. And yeah, so I mean, there's tons on this list in no particular
Yeah,
order.
I don't blame you,
We
brother.
can
You should have brought
start
your computer.
Invasion.
Fucking New World.
Why I
Yeah.
like
I'm
Invasion
just
as
reacting
something
to their
they're
dev
working on is
update, man.
it's
This
super
dev
cool
update
concept.
so far has
Sort
been
of
pretty good.
unique to New World, this idea of battling hordes of people. But you know, the content is a little limited in terms of participation because
Seems like a good update for the players, yes. Gutted my whole van. Oh, just been going hard, eh? What's up, Dirty?
So what if we turn this into a mode, right? Like I think we're starting to make more and more modes. The activity screen is a great place to sort of like.
If this is a case, invasion mode, if this is an actual fucking, they're bringing this in, this is a W. Because invasion is super fun, but it's so hard to get into it because it's all randomly picked.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
What the fuck?
Going in that frame of
I fucking thought I fixed it. Anyways, thanks for the fucking 32 months, man. I appreciate that. I fucking alerts came up before. Why aren't they coming up now? This is some fucking weird ass shit. Like if I fucking go to the fucking website, I go Streamlabs. 32 months, yeah, it's been a long fucking time. Fuck it. We'll get the sound alerts for now, I guess.
I'm sure lots of things.
I gotta continue. I got a fucking bunch of videos I gotta go through.
Maybe mutations. What happens to the rewards? Like lots of
Mutated? Did he not? No. He did not just say mutated invasion mode.
It's sort of like, what do I feel like doing? So like, let's get invasion into a mode. And I think once you start going in that frame of mind, I'm sure lots of things could could we add some more enemies? Could we add maybe mutations?
That's a W. That'd be fucking sick.
What happens to the rewards? Like lots of ideas start to come up.
Yeah, definitely like adding more variety.
I own the
to
game
modes.
already.
We have all
There's
these
no
different
like
kinds of
really
corrupted
pay after you
enemies
already
that
bought the
we
game.
aren't using in the mode currently, so like bringing those in and like having it vary.
Other than the fact if
per
you want to
season
buy the
and, like,
expansion. It's like WoW in that way.
It's great.
Other
I
than
mean, speaking
other than the fact that you don't gotta pay to play the game either.
of modes, I mean, that's one of the things that your team's looking into more, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually prototyping lots of different kinds of game modes, things you might have seen in other games like Capture the Flag, that we think would actually work really
Should
well.
get back
in our
into it. I
games.
see fucking
Also, like a
oh,
Battle Royale
Mr.
mode,
fucking
like a lot
Bubble
of
Guts
those
is playing it
systems that make
again.
up Battle Royale already exist in the game.
What?
Other games like Capture the Flag, that we think would actually work
Ready? Ready for this? I'm gonna turn it up. Ready?
really well in our game. Also, like a Battle Royale mode.
What? What? They're looking at building a New World Battle Royale game mode in the game? There ain't no fucking way.
Like a lot of those systems that make up Battle Royale already exist in the game. So like, you know, mashing them together, creating a queuable mode for that.
Yep.
And then also like so kind of like a framework for
Bubble Guts is
for
playing
new
something
modes
other
might
than
be, like,
DayZ.
doing,
Yeah,
like,
I
more
see him
procedural
logging into
type,
New World of
experience
Tournament every day.
where
Like every day,
every
2 days in a row. He
season
hasn't
there's,
replied
like,
to me.
a
I was like,
featured
New
game
World,
mode for
eh? He
that
hasn't
season,
said
and-
anything to me,
and,
but
we
Yeah.
vary it up like every season.
Yeah, I love that. Like even something like Capture the Flag. One season maybe we try it with mounts. The next season without. Like there's ways you
yeah,
can
that's
sort of, like,
whatever. I don't care about
keep
that
it
shit.
fresh and interesting.
Yeah, it increases variety, and then it also kind of keeps the number of modes.
I don't think the mounts would really do much.
maintainable so that we don't split up.
It might in a
matches into
BR
mounts and
mode,
stuff
but
like that. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah, like the every new queue that
Fuck.
we add.
I can
like,
just imagine. Just imagine you drop in with your Fire Staff Ice Gauntlet build, or even if you just drop in with nothing, and like you're just running through the thing, and you can like pick up an artifact weapon, and you're using that artifact weapon, and it's fully maxed, or you pick up. It'd be like this is what that give you that same feeling of like the beginning of New World when you find that weapon that you want to play. You know what I mean? Like when I was first played, you start with the sword and shield, and now you don't do that. When you start a new game, you can pick whatever fucking thing you want. But at the beginning, you like run out your sword and shield, but then you find your stuff. So the first time I found that fire staff, I was pumped. So like that'd be so sick on this where it's like, say you're playing and you like Blunderbuss or whatever, and you find fucking the artifact Blunderbuss, and you're like, oh man, now I can use this, and then you're fighting a big group of people and shit, circle closing in, big all out war, 100 versus 100 fucking people. That'd be fucking sick.
What's our player base? So we want to avoid that.
Yeah. And then we've talked a lot about modes and how like they sit really well next to our open world, but like the open world and the persistent new world experience is super important, and that's where we're looking at all kinds of stuff, like QOL things.
Yeah, like one that I know we're thinking about.
No one
is
caught it.
storage, right? Like how many times have you been crafting and you're like, where is this material? Or you're
so much.
you're about ready to run a
This is kinda cool,
mutation, you
too,
need a special
finally.
piece of gear, right? So like if storage was much more global,
Yep.
what
But
would that be like?
still filterable. You want to be able to make sure you can find those things or sort it in a way that's meaningful to you, but
Right.
not have to chase it down every time you want to do an action like crafting and other
This is kind of cool. So they'll still have the same storage systems in every fucking town, but you don't go. So like in Cutlass Keys, all my woods in Cutlass Keys, I don't have to go to Cutlass Keys or go into there, drag it over to where I'm at to use it. I can just use it no matter where I'm at. That's a good quality of life change.
Yeah, this is one where we have to kind of solve like more edge cases than you think of. There's tech, but I mean, we definitely want to do it and get it out there. Similar to modes, also one of the pieces of endgame content that we love, but we want to try to improve upon is wars.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Universal stash,
So,
hell yeah.
I bet
Exactly
that
it.
the majority of the players
This is what I want to hear because wars are amazing. There's one of the funnest contents in New World, but you can't get into them unless you're part of the company warring. So pickup war sounds very interesting.
base has not experienced a war because it is very exclusive content, but it is so good. It's so fun. So our goal is to provide a way for the rest of the players to try it out, right? So the thought is that we would do some kind of like private war system or like a pickup war where any company can challenge another company to a war. So that's just a way of like, bringing war to the masses.
I love it, right? Because there's so much that war relies on right now. Like it's so important that people don't want to take risks. But if you make it something that like any two companies can set it up, you don't even have to be in a company. Maybe just any 50 people can get together. It
That's
allows
so good.
people to try new builds. It allows people to try new people rather than
people.
slot the exact
Yes.
same people in every time. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's a place right now where you can't really slot somebody unless you have no way to vet them
Yeah.
or audition them. And then, yeah, like you said, just more people being able to experience it at all.
That's dope.
So we've heard from
So you can just like that's also a good thing for fucking like you could do like test wars, you know what I mean, to see how your company's gonna do against this against like a different, like you don't have to go up against the company you're going up against, but you can like it's kind of like a like a ranked, let's say like war itself is like a ranked mode in any game where it's very high stake, and if you get it you move to the next rank, right, of owning that territory. This is like your general mode where it's just like for shits and gigs, you know what I mean, but you can practice how to fight and actually do wars properly. So that's actually pretty good.
a lot of you, and we completely agree that the start game for New World is now better than it's ever been. The mid game is feeling good. It's really when you get to the end game and the kind of like systems and dailies take over. That's where we think we can double down and make things start to really click and awesome. We've all got thoughts on this, but Joel, why don't you begin?
Imagine being on mobile and
So,
not being
first I
able
wanna say,
to run
we hear
the
you.
Prime
and
sub
we understand that
and
a
getting
lot of
hit
the
with
older
7
content,
ads.
we really want to refresh that. We want to make it feel like you can go back to Reek Water and have impact. You can go back to really crafting high-end gear, finding unique things from crafting. In an earlier segment, we talked a little bit about how we're improving item craft.
I wonder how this guy likes his new job job position.
Crafting
Sucks to
from
suck.
mutated
Yeah.
dungeons. We really want to take that to another level across the board. One example would be
So I'm pretty sure his job was this guy's job at one point.
looking at reputation systems for some of the zones and being able to build up and kind of have a reason to go somewhere you might not normally go, build up, get better rewards, have reasons to go craft there, have reasons to go do, different gameplay elements such as ECRs, such as questing, potentially new gameplay activities in some of those areas, new collections. We're really trying to push kind of play how you want to play.
Yeah.
Part of that's like making rewards that you care about, right?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
So it's like in the past we've had just like this gear score chase, and then you get the perks you want, and then you're kind of done, right? Like, but we're talking about having a larger variety of perks that are like more of a horizontal progression, like something the combat team's been talking about actually is you know, like we have like one unique perk per ability, but there's nothing to stop us from making like 10 unique perks per ability, right? Like, and having just a lot of variety and like changing up your gameplay, that kind of.
That's how you can potentially break shit, though. Which I understand the way they're doing it, but this is actually interesting because like I understand the way they do it because it's easier to balance. But with this one,
so fucking awkward, bud.
I wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud. They've gifted 20 subs in the channel. Thanks for the sub to Orphans.
It's more of like a horizontal thing.
And then taking that a step further and potentially putting those perks in unique places. So I have to go to this dungeon or Reekwater or this zone to be able to get those perks. And also making those perks have more of an impact in different game modes and different areas of the game as well will really help flesh some of this out. Really make crafting meaningful is something that I'm personally passionate about. I love to go gather, click rocks, whatever you want to say in the game. That's
Say it again, and I'll keep saying it. The crafting in New World is best in genre around. It's the most satisfying thing gathering, and it's so in depth with crafting. I love it. Crafting in New World's best in genre.
That's my jam. I love doing those type of things. You'll find me gathering more often than not. But I really want to make sure that crafting has that meaty impact that we had previously. You're able to craft some of the best gear, and it has a reason and a purpose is one of the biggest goals we have for this. Beyond that, really making sure that you can kind of play the way you want and go to the zones that you want or the modes that you want, and making sure that those rewards are meaningful, not just go to the raid, not just go to Sandworm, and not just go get golden coconuts and other things like that.
Yeah, I think
Makes
that's
sense.
the best summary. It's like play the way you want, and always
That's like the only reason why people go into the new Cutlass Keys PvP zone is just to get their coconut and fuck out of there.
feel like you're making an impact, like you're progressing in some way.
Yeah.
And I think
They don't even
that's
PvP
key.
in there
There's so
anymore.
many ways
I've
you can
I've,
do
I've
that. I
gone
love
in
the
there
idea of the
and just
reputation
ran
systems,
to get
'cause
the
it's
shit
like
that I need,
a
and
new
I see
level of
guys
meta
running right by
progression.
me. I'm
I
like,
think
hey,
there's
how's it
some neat
going?
ways
Because there's
we can do
proximity
that
chat,
that's just
and
very
yeah.
grindy way, make it more quest oriented or something, like where you feel like you're unlocking powers in a zone. You know, I think there's cool ideas there.
And this is another place
that
where
bits? What is
seasonal
that?
worlds kind of help us experiment and try out new systems. Look for more of that.
Yeah, I think if we can get this end game ripping, like we have the sort of the early and middle game, I think that's the sort of the last piece, like you said, that could really sort of keep people playing and excited.
And like, it's going to take a lot of work. Like, we have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that we want to do, which is why.
Okay,
you'll
thanks
see
for
on
3
our,
bits.
living
I don't know why
roadmap
my
that we
fucking
have
shit's all fucked up.
improvements to things.
I'll have
and
to fix it later.
overhauls to things, and one is for midterm, one is for long term. Which maybe this feels like a good place to now start talking about long term. All right, now we're joined at the table by Kurt, our lead designer for world content. And we're going to talk about the third category on our document, which is in exploration. We want to share.
New weapons, new raid. This is actually good because I haven't done the new raid that they just added, but the raid will look pretty good. Raid difficulties, maybe like adding mutators to raids. Territory system overhaul, influence tower and claim siege systems with building. This is kind of cool. All instant contents available in matchmaking. That's nice. Company hall with storage. That's kind of cool. Ranked PvP. Procedural expeditions with extraction. Whatever that is. New PvE modes, new exploration and collection systems, endgame rewards and system overhauls, zone up levels. They did this with Cutlass Keys. This is kind of meh. New zone. This is an expansion. New trade skill. Come with the new zone probably. We'll see.
Our early thinking and what we have.
This
in
is all
store
like
for
possible
sometime in the
things to
future.
happen.
As we said earlier, we're all
My
in
last
endgame
3.
right now.
Nice.
We want to make replayable content. We want to make more things to chase, more frequent content updates. And some of the things we're thinking about are, we'll start with kind of our known things like new weapons, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing to announce on specifics here, but we are in development on our next weapon, and we actually are going to be prototyping multiple weapons, and they'll be coming out at a more...
Pistols. 2 flintlock pistols like you have behind your bald head. Bring them to the fucking game. We've been asking for pistols, and I know daggers since the beginning, but like Grace O'Malley has 2 fucking pistols. It's in the fucking game. Give us the fucking content. Give us 2 fucking pistols. That'd be so fucking sick. Imagine if they added pistols and daggers. Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
Regular cadence in the future.
Yep.
New
And
weapon,
then,
who this,
you,
right?
Zone up levels and new zones. So Kurt, you worked on the Cutlass Keys up level, for example.
That's right. Cutlass Keys was an experiment in what it would be like to create a max level replayable zone in New World.
I'm pretty sure, like, look,
Um,
right here. Look at this. Flintlock pistol. Anyways, I'm pretty sure we asked for pistols before we asked for blunderbuss, but they gave us blunderbuss. It's a good weapon, but, like, come on. Dual pistols. It's in the game. Grace O'Malley rocks them. The first time you see Grace O'Malley, she's literally fucking John Wicking all the fucking drowned enemies with her fucking pistols. Like, come on.
As many of you know, the questing system and level up experience looks a lot different than it did when it first launched. And as part of that streamlined process to make it level up as immersive and fun as it could be, there are parts of the game that kind of got left out of that streamlined leveling quest line that we did. So we're looking at taking some of those zones that are no longer part of the level up experience and repurposing them into max level explorable play spaces. And so one of the things that we're currently working on is a Reekwater up level to refresh Reekwater for max level players and bring new elements of progression and gameplay.
I don't really
to the
think
I think
people
one of the things I'm
really
most excited
care about
that is
this.
some of the
I could be,
collection elements
I
that
could
I've seen
stand
from your
corrected.
team.
I
You
don't
guys
think
are-
people really care about zone up leveling, but people might. I don't give a fucking shit. I'm very biased on it because I don't care, but I'm pretty sure this isn't a huge thing for most players, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
really investing in. I'm a player that really likes to go exploring. I like a little bit of PvP, and getting me out into the world to just kind of emergently discover what's there or go out and look for these things to collect is something that's my jam. I really enjoy that, so I'm excited to see what happens with these.
Yeah, the idea with Reekwater is that we want to try and create more of an open world experience than an on rails quested experience.
Yeah.
There's so much content in the game.
Depends on what
actually,
you
that
like
players
to
don't
do,
Really
yeah.
have a reason to explore because they
Yes.
hit max level and there's like no reason to go back to this zone. That so like this is awesome. Like this,
Yeah,
this,
and this in conjunction with some of the stuff that we've already talked about, like a reputation framework.
Crafters go back to these zones to gather shit all the time. The only people that don't go back to these zones are people that already have all their gear crafted, what they need, and all they do right now is OPR, 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 3v3s, OPR, log off. Oh, they've got a war loggers. That's the only difference. The only reason why, like, there's a lot of that player base that I just described, the PvP people that just do PvP, they don't go explore the world. I go around everywhere. I still go around to these levels. I don't give a fuck what level the zone is. You know what I mean? I know it's biased on my opinion on it, but, like, I don't know. That's just
These
me.
are going to be great systems to use going forward to make our end game content more replayable for players.
Yeah, and there's more even than what's on what we're
From
publishing
doing
and talking
OPRs?
about
Yeah,
today, but
possibly.
yeah, like taking all the content, give you reasons not just to go to it, maybe even for the first time, but again and again and again. And I'm very excited about how we're
What they need to
you know,
add,
approaching
this is what they
using
need to
up
add. This is
level.
like because they do the same thing in, like, what's called expeditions with, like, Armine and Starstone and shit. They have Barkimedes, the dog. It's like a repeatable quest. They should do things like that for these zones that you can just repeat it. Yeah, once you finish all the quests in the game, they're done, right? You can't go back but they need more repeatable quests where you can go. This is like a situation like what Throne has, where you can just do your contracts every day. You know what I mean? Type of idea. They're like this, you just quest those contracts. Yeah, they're mindless, but it's just something you can do, like a daily zone quest. Exactly, just like that. That's what they need to do. Like adding, like upscaling a zone and going in there. What like, it's gonna be the same. You know what I mean? It's gonna like you know what the zone is. Like you're gonna go into the zone for what? To fight harder monsters. That's really all you're going to do. Like, I understand they got town board fucking quests and shit like that, but that's like, man, it's not like a daily thing. That's like a fucking thing you can do every fucking time they refresh. And they refresh more than just once a day. You know what I mean? Like, up leveling a zone is cool and all, but like, if there's nothing to do in that zone, it doesn't matter how high the level of the zone you do, no one's still gonna go there. You know what I mean? No one's gonna go there if the fucking zone is fucking just up leveled. Doesn't matter, right? Like that just doesn't matter. Thanks for the ban. Oh, we're gonna add something to here. I don't have this on here. I don't have my activity feed for some reason. There we go. No, I'll put it down in here. Right there. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the matter is no one's gonna go into Reekwater if you just make it a level 65 zone. If there's nothing to do there, there's nothing to do there, no matter what.
As building the pieces to eventually culminate in that new zone when that does finally come out. New World is always meant to be
you caught
a sand
Altaria?
park.
Nice.
And we started out all sand long ago, back in the alpha days. And we've got our park nice and built. And I think where we're at now, just we need to kind of find that right balance between sand and park. And that means bringing more sandbox. Like we have the systems in place. So like when you see us say things like influence tower, claim siege system, territory overhaul, these are things that players have been asking for. And I think everybody's got a different idea of what to do. But, you know, to me, like I would even...
we don't got much time left. I hope they talk about more of these things, but like they're putting a lot of fucking time into just this zone up leveling. Like like a new zone's exciting, right? Like Brimstone Sands drops, it's exciting, but zone up leveling is not exciting content in my opinion. Ranked PvP, exciting. New weapons, exciting. New raid, exciting. Raid difficulty levels, exciting. New PvE modes, exciting. Zone up levels. This isn't that exciting. It's not.
Things. We need a way to feel like you have a home in the game, that you're doing some kind of a base building loop, and that's what the territory system is meant to be. But it's just, I think we can
that
get
you and
it
your
there.
friends, that you and your company have goals to be able to build.
Unless
up
it's a
and
zone
activities
rework
to
and
do
update
together.
up level,
And I feel
yeah,
like
kind of like how they did fucking the expansion with Elysian Wilds, where they changed First Light entirely. You know what I mean? Like First Light doesn't even look the same anymore. It's completely different. It's up leveled. There's new monsters there, all that type of shit, right? They reworked the zone entirely. But again, if they did that but didn't add anything there, then why? Like if they do Reekwater and they add like an elite chest run, that's the only this is the problem with it. They add like an elite chest run, an ECR or World Tours or whatever it calls. So you go around the map, win a big Zerg, and you go through Brimstone, you go through Shattered Mountain, you go through Elysian Wilds to get all the elite chests, and they do the same thing for Reedwalker. That's all it's going to be, is an elite chest run zone. That's it. Another mindless Zerg fest of just running around in circle collecting chests. It's not going to be it's not that interesting. It's just not.
Like you're making meaningful progression.
They
and
have to
impact.
add something to it, like a repeatable zone quest, like you said, like a daily zone quest, because no one's going to go there, right? Exactly. Just adding a stop for a loot bus. Exactly. That's it.
On what those things are. Again, together you're building up.
It's
And I
not
think that's a
exciting
big thing.
content.
I love those company style guild halls and other things that you can build in other games, and I'm excited to see what we do there. I think that's something I'm personally going to enjoy a lot.
Yeah, also, like making it more than just like the top companies on the server get to participate. Like it's more like, you know, anyone can start a company, build something. Like they have a little slice of the world that they own.
That's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
This is like your garrison, right? This is like kind of like your garrison thing in WoW. You know what I mean?
Also worth mentioning that we're not just focused on overhauling or revamping existing
A guild hall.
locations and systems, but we are
Throne of Liberty
ideating
has it.
on new locations in the world that we can add to New World to progress the narrative and expand the world in new, exciting ways as well.
Some of the early looks on some of the new areas and raid style stuff that we're prototyping, I'm so excited for. They're just so cool looking.
Yeah, me too.
Some of the coolest art assets I've seen.
You
so I'm
didn't
excited
enjoy
to
that
see
part in
players
WoW?
hit those
Yeah,
things.
like it's not everyone's thing, right?
Well, we won't go into any more details than that, although there were no details at all. But we won't talk anymore about some of the ideas. But the big takeaway is like we're excited.
But it'd be kind of cool if you can because like Throne does this with guild quests, right? So if you could have like company quests where it's like you have to go out and do like even set, like, I know you got your what's it called, your faction missions that are PvP and PvE, but it'd be kind of cool if you had guild missions too that give money towards the guild, other than fucking giving money and shit to the fucking people that own the territory. You could do start donating money to your guild. You could do quests that, you know, can bring in more money to your guild. You know what I mean? By doing the quests. Everybody has a guild quest to go out and do, either a PvE or PvP guild quest. That'd be kind of a cool idea.
New World is a wonderful world to just hang out in and play in, and we just need reasons to do that more and
Absolutely.
ways to go deeper. That's what we're looking at.
So this is what the Living Roadmap November 2024 update. So this is what's coming for sure, apparently. We already talked on seasonal worlds. This is like a seasonal system that Diablo does, and like a league system that PoE does. New OPR map preview. We already have our fucking, you know, our opinion on this. This is a W altogether, but I hope it's not just like, here's the preview like they did back in the day. Pickup wars, sick. This is a system that needs to be in the game. They need to put some fucking actual fucking what's called development into this. This is good. Invasion mode matchmaking, that's good. PvP modes, that's good too, because we can get different ones. Invasion difficulties is good. Them adding invasions into like a thing you can do, like a matchmaking thing. Fucking W. That's so good. Right here, invasion mode with matchmaking. Like, this is a W. This is a good quality of life. The global storage, that's nice. Territory system improvement. This is pretty much for the people that own territories. This is everything. New seasonal worlds. They talk the same thing about this PvP one. End game progression. Yeah. They didn't really dive deep into this here. Cross character progression, including seasonal worlds, wraparound XP, and Umbrel V2. I don't even know anything about this shit. Barbershop is meh. It's like a fucking, you know, chain. I'm thinking with Barbershop, it's gonna be a thing like transmog tokens, where you gotta spend actual money to like go in and actually change your character's appearance. That's pretty much what this is. Crafting improvements, nice. These things are like, the new zones exciting. New weapons exciting. Ranked PvP is actually super exciting. New PvE modes exciting. Raid difficulty levels exciting. And like all this other stuff is all right. This is kind of an L, not an L. Sorry to say, like a less exciting thing. I really don't care about this, because this can just, you heard what my fucking stance on this. This company hall with storage is kind of cool too. So this is actually, altogether, this is a pretty W take and W win for New World, in my opinion.
All of the folks, Dan. Wow, that was a lot of information. Thank you to all of the folks, Dan, you and the group, for sharing all that information. Really appreciate it. I don't know about you all, but I think I found it all exciting. If I had to pick one thing, though, I think the seasonal servers are just going to change the way people play the game, and I think that's awesome. Really, really cool.
For me, it's the OPR map. I've been waiting a while. I'm excited to bring something out for players. I think they're going to like it.
I like this guy.
I'm just excited to go home and ride my turkey mount.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
My goodness.
This turkey mount.
Yeah, we talked a lot about like what's coming next and things that we're thinking of for the future. But there is something that's coming up that we haven't talked about, which is free trials. So this is something that's on console. And so if you have friends or family who've been wanting to try out New World Eternum, this is a really great opportunity for them to hop in and try it out for free. So look for more details on that on the site.
And beyond
What
that,
do you get, like 20-hour gameplay, and that's all you get? You get to like level 60, and then they go, now you got to buy it.
one thing I really want to do is just a big thank you, heartfelt thank you. Like, the team put their heart and soul into making New World Eternum, and when you see so many people come in and play and experience it and have a good time, it makes it all worth it.
Okay, come on,
Feels
Scott.
really good. So, like, on behalf of the entire team, thank you to all the players. Like we couldn't be more appreciative. And with that,
Well, yeah,
we'll
because your
see
game,
you in Eternum.
because your game was gonna fucking fall harder than it ever did. It was at like an all-time low player base, so they had to bring it to console. They had to. They had just like it was the way they had to do it. So, and it's it's doing well. New World is doing well, which I didn't want New World to die anyways. So because I love the game, but yeah, that's the first reaction of today.